Hello, I am Sam. Welcome to my story. I go to Washington, D.C. This story is not just about travel. It is also designed to help you improve your English. The language is simple, and I have explained every step of my journey in detail. You will learn how to describe places, experiences, and people in a clear and interesting way. By the end of this story, you might feel inspired to travel and write your own stories. Let's begin. I was in Anaheim, California. It is a sunny city known for its famous attractions, like Disneyland and Angel Stadium. Every day in Anaheim felt like a dream. I enjoyed walking in the parks, eating delicious food, and meeting kind people. One evening, I stood by the window in my hotel room. I had a warm mug of coffee in my hand. The city lights twinkled outside, and the cool breeze made me feel calm. As I looked at the view, a thought came to my mind. Where should I go next? After thinking for a while, I made a decision. My next destination would be Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. Washington, D.C. is a city filled with history, culture, and iconic landmarks. I wanted to see places like the White House, the Lincoln Memorial, and the Smithsonian Museums. I was curious to learn more about the history of America and explore its famous monuments. The distance between Anaheim and Washington, D.C. is about 2,600 miles. I had 3 options to travel. By air, a flight would take about 5 hours. By train. Traveling by train would take nearly 70 hours. By road, driving would take approximately 40 hours. I chose to travel by air because it was the fastest and most convenient option. I wanted to save time for exploring Washington, D.C. The morning of my departure, I woke up early, packed my bags, and checked out of the hotel. I arrived at the airport 2 hours before my flight. After checking in and passing through security, I found a seat near the boarding gate. The flight was smooth. I had a window seat so I could see the clouds and landscapes below. I spent some time reading about Washington, D.C., and planning the places I wanted to visit. The excitement grew as the plane approached the city. The plane landed at Washington Dulles International Airport in the late afternoon. The weather was cool and crisp, a big change from Anaheim's sunny climate. I collected my luggage and took a taxi to my hotel, which was in the heart of the city. The ride to the hotel was exciting. I saw tall buildings, green parks, and busy streets. The city felt vibrant and full of energy. When I arrived at the hotel, the receptionist greeted me with a warm smile. She handed me the key to my room and explained the hotel's amenities, including a complimentary breakfast buffet. My room was on the 10th floor, and it was cozy and comfortable. After unpacking, I took a quick shower to freshen up. Traveling can be tiring, and the warm water helped me relax. Once I felt refreshed, I decided to go out for dinner. For dinner, I chose a small restaurant near the hotel. The menu had many options, but I decided to try roasted chicken with mashed potatoes and steamed vegetables. The food was delicious and hearty. While eating, I noticed how friendly the staff were. The atmosphere in the restaurant was cozy, with soft music playing in the background. After dinner, I decided to take a walk back to the hotel. Walking after dinner is something I always enjoy. It helps me digest my food and reflect on the day. The streets of Washington, D.C. were lit up with streetlights, and the cool breeze made the walk pleasant. The next morning, I woke up early and made myself a cup of coffee. Standing by the window, I looked at the city below. The streets were starting to get busy, and I felt excited to explore. Downstairs, the hotel offered a free breakfast buffet. I helped myself to scrambled eggs, toast, fresh fruit, and orange juice. The food was fresh, and it gave me the energy I needed for a full day of sightseeing. My first destination was the National Mall, a large open park in the center of Washington, D.C. I started at the Lincoln Memorial, which is dedicated to Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The giant statue of Lincoln sitting in his chair was impressive. From there, I walked along the reflecting pool, a long, shallow pool of water. The view of the Washington Monument reflecting in the water was stunning. Next, I visited the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History. This museum is one of the most popular in the world. Inside, I saw incredible exhibits, including dinosaur skeletons, rare gemstones, and cultural artifacts from around the globe. After spending a few hours exploring the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, I decided to rest at the Museum Cafe. I went to the Museum Cafe and ordered a cup of coffee and a small sandwich. While enjoying my coffee and sandwich, I noticed a man sitting at the next table. I had several books and was making notes in a small journal. Curious, I smiled at him. "Hello. You seem busy. Are you a researcher?" I asked. The man looked up, smiled back, and said, "Not exactly. I'm George, a history teacher. I'm here with my students on a school trip. We started talking, and George shared his passion for teaching history. You know," he said, "I've brought my students here because I believe history should be experienced, not just read in books. Seeing these exhibits in person helps them understand the world better." "That's wonderful," I replied. "What's your favorite part of the museum?" "The gemstones exhibit," George said. "The Hope Diamond is stunning, but what I love most is the human evolution section. It tells the story of where we come from." George then asked about my visit. I told him about my journey all the way from New York and my love for exploring new places. "That's great," George said. "Traveling is the best way to learn. Every city has a story, just like every person does." Before leaving, George gave me a tip. "If you have time, visit the National Air and Space Museum. It's incredible. You'll love the stories behind the airplanes and spacecraft." Later that afternoon, I walked to the White House, the residence of the U.S. President. Although visitors are not allowed inside without special permission, standing outside and taking pictures felt special. While I was taking pictures by the fence, I noticed a woman standing nearby. She was holding a camera and seemed as excited as I was. "Beautiful, isn't it?" I said to her. "Yes, it's amazing," she replied. "I've always dreamed of seeing this place. It's so historic." We introduced ourselves. Her name was Sarah, and she was visiting from Canada. "I'm here on a solo trip," she explained. "I wanted to explore Washington and learn more about American history. It's my first time in the U.S. That's exciting." How's your trip been so far?" I asked. "It's been incredible," Sarah said. "I visited the Lincoln Memorial this morning, and it gave me chills. Standing there, thinking about what Abraham Lincoln stood for, it was powerful." We continued talking about our travel experiences. Sarah told me about her favorite moments, including her visit to the Library of Congress. "It's the largest library in the world," she said. "The architecture is breathtaking, and the books, it's like a treasure chest of knowledge." Before we parted ways, Sarah gave me a suggestion. "You should try walking along the tidal basin. The view of the Jefferson Memorial is beautiful, especially at sunset." That evening, I went to Ben's Chili Bowl to try their famous half-smoked sausages. The restaurant was lively, with cheerful staff and a welcoming atmosphere. My waiter Michael greeted me with a big smile. "Welcome to Ben's Chili Bowl. Is this your first time here?" he asked. "Yes, it is," I replied. "I've heard a lot about this place, so I had to try it." "You've made the right choice," Michael said. "Our half-smoked sausages are legendary. I'll bring you one with our special chili topping." While waiting for my food, Michael struck up a conversation. "So, what brings you to Washington to seek?" he asked. "I'm here on a short trip," I said. "I wanted to see the famous landmarks and learn about the city's history." Michael shared his own story. "I've been working here for 10 years, and I never get tired of meeting people from around the world. This place has a lot of history, too. It's been around since 1958. Even celebrities like Barack Obama have eaten here. When my food arrived, Michael stayed to make sure I liked it." "This is amazing," I said after taking a bite. "Glad to hear that," he replied. "Enjoy your meal, and don't forget to try our milkshake for dessert." Michael's friendliness and enthusiasm made the meal even more enjoyable. Each of these people, George, Sarah, and Michael, added something special to my trip. George reminded me of the importance of learning from history. Sarah showed me the joy of exploring new places with curiosity. And Michael taught me how food can bring people together. These conversations made me realize that traveling is not just about seeing places. It's about connecting with people and sharing stories. Each encounter enriched my experience and made my trip to Washington, D.C. unforgettable. After dinner, I took a long walk back to the hotel. The streets were quieter, and the city lights created a peaceful atmosphere. Walking after dinner is a habit I enjoy because it helps me relax and reflect on my experiences. Back in my hotel room, I sat by the window and thought about my day. I had visited historic landmarks, learned new things, and met interesting people like George and Sarah. Washington, D.C. had so much to offer, and I felt grateful for the opportunity to explore it. Thank you for reading my story. I hope it inspired you to visit Washington, D.C. and explore new places. Traveling is not just about seeing landmarks. It's about meeting people, learning, and creating unforgettable memories. I also hope this story helps you improve your English. Keep practicing and happy traveling.